mixed martial arts coming out to New York now as opposed to back when y'all fought?
Well, it's kind of like a finally thing, you know. They were keeping us out of here for a long time for, you know, a lot of reasons, but it was stupid. I mean, we should have been here a long time ago. It's great to finally be here and be at the Garden and have fights in New York.
It's obviously a historic place for fights, and I saw Frazier and all lead posters in the foyer back here. It's an amazing place historically for combative sports. So for MMA to finally get here, to finally get on the Senate floor, get voted and approved here in the state of New York. This was the last holdout state and probably the largest group of people that wanted to see MMA here in New York City. They had to go across the river or to Atlantic City or somewhere else to watch it up until this last year. So it's pretty awesome to be here.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here today. Simple question. When we look at the workup up to fights, you see two types of fighters typically. Now, you guys are known as being incredibly respectful, incredibly well-intentioned gentlemen, people that represent the sport well. A lot of times what gets a fight going in the mainstream, in the crowd, is trash talking. The hype that leads up to it, the build up to the fight. Do you feel that there's any sort of give and take when people are trash talking and doing that is taking away from the respect of the sport and the fact that it's not just two you know, cavemen out there brawling it out, or do you think that is good for building up the public display of the sport and getting more people to pay attention to the fights?
Well, I've never been a big fan of trash talking. I mean, some guys it's real, some guys it's not. Well, the thing is, what it does is bring in the peripheral fans, the fans that, I mean, aren't quite going to watch it. You know, they don't always watch MMA. They sometimes watch it. It brings in people that, you know, are casual viewers. You know, and it gets those people and makes the fights bigger. So I understand why people do it. I get it. It sells fights. But, you know, it gets a little much for me sometimes. Sometimes it gets a little great. Some of these stare-downs nowadays, guys touching foreheads. And, well, really? You guys are fighting tomorrow night. Relax. You know, it's like, you guys are going to fight tomorrow. Be honest. You guys are going to take a chill and relax.
I think it's something that's more innate to this U.S. market as well. You know, there's a reason why people slow down on the freeway to look at a car wreck. I mean, that kind of thing sells. That kind of thing people are interested in. That's why is reality TV so big. It's the drama and all that people want to see. They want to be around that. So I think it's used as a marketing ploy. I think, you know, Tito Ortiz was probably the first guy to kind of implement that kind of voice and persona to market himself. And obviously, we both had run-ins with Tito. You know, when you sign up for that fight, what you're in for. There's going to be a bunch of smack talking, a bunch of that. And we're of the ilk to, you know, stay focused, not let that get under your skin, and stay focused on what you needed to do to win the fight instead of all that other crap. Obviously, Conor McGregor has taken a lot of that to a whole new level, and that transition started with Chael Sonnen, I think, who you know, I don't know where he comes up with some of that stuff. It's pretty amazing, but I think at the end of the day, it's still a marketing ploy to garner support and to get more fights. We've seen guys talk their way into title fights.
I mean, I think it's also a head game too for some of the guys. I think Conor does it real well as far as, I think with Aldo, he actually won that fight in the trash talk, and he got him pissed. He got him mad. Aldo came out, ran straight across the ring and hit him. He never does that. He always comes out, feels the guy out first, and then, so, you know, he won that in the trash talk. So
there's a psychological aspect to it, for sure. And I think you and I both know that's Tito's goal. He wants you pissed off and thinking about crushing his throat instead of thinking about what we really need to do technically and tactically to win the fight. And neither one of us played into that game, but that is a part of it. I think hopefully we never stray away from the martial arts part of what we do. And that's where you pick a guy up and we both say, great fight, and show that camaraderie and that respect for each other, certainly after a fight. I think it's fair game what happens before a fight.
Awesome, thank you so much. One very quick follow-up question. I've always wondered, between you two, who would win in a battle of thumb wrestling? Any chance we could see that right now?
I thought you write the check.
Well played, thanks a lot, guys.